Hi everyone, this is Core with minisgallery.com. This is a quick preview of the pre-painted miniatures included in the D&D Onslaught Nightmare of the Frogmire Coven Maps and Monsters expansion. This set will be released on October 25th of 2023 and will be available for purchase at local game stores as well as at WizKids online stores at dndmini.com and shop.wizkids.com. The suggested retail price for the set is $89.99. I would also like to thank WizKids for providing me with this set to preview. The miniatures are all sorted into small labeled paper bags, with some bags containing multiple miniatures. We are seeing this style of packaging to become fairly common now with several of WizKids miniatures sets, and while it is certainly more eco-friendly, I do hope that they continue to explore alternative ways to package these minis to help keep them from getting bent or broken. In addition to the miniatures, this set contains many different game pieces for playing the Onslaught miniature skirmish game, including a large double-sided thick cardboard fold-out map which depicts swampland on one side and some building ruins in a swamp on the reverse side. These maps could also be very useful for using as encounter maps in role-playing games, and the cardboard tokens of tattered old wooden docks and bridges could really make for a great-looking scene. Essentially, there are 8 pre-painted miniatures included in this set. However, the Froghemoth's tentacles and eyestalk are detachable and slot into 5 water bases, which are also included in the set. I really like the sculpt of this mini, which contains many fine details, including all of its scales. It was given a good amount of paint steps, however I wish they would have used a dark wash to better define all of its scales. This is a great looking Night Hag mini, and has a lot of nicely sculpted and painted details on it, such as the bones and skulls hanging from her belt. This mini also contains a good amount of paint steps, which did include the use of dark washes. There have been 4 other green hags made as pre-painted minis, however this is definitely my favorite sculpt. I really like the pose, and the application of the dark washes really helps to give a nice overall appearance to this mini. Sea hags are not the most colorful of minis, but overall I do think this mini was painted quite well. A dark wash was applied all over, which I think really helps the appearance of the mini. Although my video doesn't show it well, they did also paint the inside of her mouth pink and painted her very fine teeth white. There are 3 Bullywug minis in this set. Each is a different sculpt, and although their clothing is all painted quite similar, I thought it was a really nice decision which they made to paint each of them a slightly different green tone. I would also like to point out that all the minis in this set are all new sculpts and have never been in any other set prior to this. I do also appreciate that all the Onslaught minis are painted to the same quality standards or better as WizKids' other pre-painted miniature lines. Next up are the Froghemoth tentacles, which are basically accessories which can either be inserted into the water bases or into the appendage slots on the Froghemoth. There are 2 different sizes of tentacles, and there are 2 of each size. This allows you to portray the Froghemoth as being mostly submerged in the murky depths below, or to show its fully surfaced flailing tentacled form. The eyestalk also detaches from the Froghemoth and has its own water base. The water bases themselves are all cast in translucent blue plastic and painted white towards the crest of the water. I really like the look of these bases, and I think perhaps they could be used to depict some water-based spell effects. Here we have the main attraction, the Froghemoth. I think it is a great looking sculpt, and although we don't get to see the whole miniature, I really don't feel like I'm missing anything. The water effect is really nicely done and also cast in translucent blue plastic. The flailing tongue is well captured in the sculpt and seems fairly pliable, so I don't think it would be at risk of breaking off under normal play handling. There is some subtle highlighting and blending applied, as well as a gloss coat which gives its skin a nice shiny appearance. And here's this mini pose next to the Froghemoth from the Dungeon of the Mad Mage set, also made by WizKids. Overall, I think this is a great theme set, and from a pure role-playing accessories point of view, I think you get a fair value for the amount of minis you get in this set, in addition to the maps and tokens. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Please like this video if you found it helpful, and be sure to subscribe to see more of my quick reviews.